Good morning, and welcome to our daily morning, everyday, afternoon, whatever sports show you want to call it, our daily sports show. Yeah, because I see this morning we have the whole world back in the chat. We have South Africa, Australia, England, US, Austria, India. We have them all. We have them all. Great to have you back this morning. Fantastic. So, nice. Love it. Lots to get into this morning. I almost missed the start of the show that it was going to be at 7 o'clock. Had so much to do. So, hey, let's start. Get into all the topics. So much to talk about this morning. All right, we're going to have Champions League. Of course, we're going to have our big North American segment. Talk a little bit about darts, rugby, Manchester United, motor racing, golf. So much to talk. Eurobasket, everything to talk about. So much happening this weekend, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And of course, your favorite commentator Vern will be back on Saturday and Sunday. I'll do Monday, and then I think he's going to do Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm going to get him to do those because he's off next week, so we could get him to work a little bit. It's about time. So, and let's start with the Champions League from last night, and we did a live show there. It was fantastic. A lot of people in there. Thanks a lot for all the support. Talking about the support, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. We had 35,689. But hey, listen here. Barcelona thrashed Dortmund. Oh, my eye. Dortmund had the chances in the first half. They had 200% chances which they should have scored. Could have been a lot different, but this tie is basically over. So Barcelona is just waiting to see what comes out of Bayern Munich or Inter Milan. Paris Saint-Germain, Aston Villa. This was a lopsided, one-sided game. Aston Villa actually took the lead against the run of play, but Paris Saint-Germain showed their class. They showed their class against Liverpool already. So Paris Saint-Germain, I think, are through, and they play the winner of Real Madrid, Arsenal, where I think Arsenal are through. So I think we have three of the four semi-finalists already, but let's see what happens. And look, I've got a shout out to Robert Lewandowski with 2 goals there. I mean, every newspaper they're talking about Yamal, but I mean, Lewandowski was the man. Let's be honest, Lewandowski was the man. Then I did say talk about Manchester United. Yeah, go check out our video there on Manchester United. I just made a video. Is there hope for United next season? Can it get better? Check that one out. Then big night tonight in the Eurobasket. There are the first 2, 4, 5 games will be played tonight. The other 4 will be played tomorrow night. We will keep you updated on those in our morning show tomorrow. We'll give you the first results. The playoff teams are set. It's just basically where they are in the playoffs. Can still some of them that are in the play-in, 7 to 10, get into the top 6. But I'll let you know that tomorrow. Then a massive weekend of rugby on this channel. I just looked at it this morning. We're going to have 7 and 7. You went to heaven. We're going to have 7 live games starting tomorrow morning at 8:55 Central European Time with the Hurricanes against the Crusaders. Then we'll move on to the Waratahs against the Chiefs. Then in the evening, we're going to have, you know what? Let me just do it this way. We're going to start with the Hurricanes and the Crusaders tomorrow morning. So join me there at 5 to 9 Central European Time. After that, the Waratahs against the Chiefs. And in the evening, Vern and I together will be doing Leinster against the Warriors in the Investec Cup. That is that's the quarterfinals, so it should be really, really interesting there. So yeah, a lot of rugby. And then on Saturday, we have another 3 games from the Super League. And we have the Bulls against Edinburgh in the Challenge Cup. So don't worry, we got you covered. I saw Dion was in there and Hansi. Rugby, everything's covered here, don't worry. Just a quick shout out again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. But hey, I got to rattle through it this morning. Got so much to talk about. US sports. Let's see what happened in the North American sports. Can't forget the Canadians. Here we go. So the NBA yesterday. That is, everybody. There's about 3 or 4 games for everybody left now. But the playoffs are done. We know the teams that are going to be in the playoffs. It's just also they're jockeying for position. And the minute the playoff tree stands, I will bring that to you or Vern, one of the two of us. But the Celtics took one hell of a hammering last night against the Magic, 96 to 76. I just actually want to go have a quick look there. because I didn't go into detail there. Okay. So the Celtics basically didn't play any of their starters. No Porzingis, no Tatum, no Jaylen Brown. They did not play one of their starters. Nobody. So they basically played the reserves. So understand that one. The 76ers, they win again for the first time for a long time. They beat the Wizards 122-103. That's a game of teams that are going nowhere. The Hornets lost 126-96 against the Toronto Raptors. The Lakers beat the Mavericks 112-97. Luka Doncic, he showed the Mavericks what they're missing after they traded him with 45 points, 8 rebounds and 6 assists. We'll mention him later. My Heat lost 111-119 to the Bulls. That could be a matchup in the play-in. The Trailblazers 126-133 lost to the Jazz. The Spurs beat the Warriors 114-111. The Thunder beat the Suns 125-112. So the Suns are 100% not in the playoffs. The Nuggets, after firing their coach, surprisingly, I was not happy with that decision, but it's not my decision. They beat the Kings 124-116. Jokic once again with a nice triple-double. And the Rockets lost to the Clippers 134-117. 35 points from Harden with 10 assists. So that is the NBA. So let's talk about those guys that have been doing well. We got this man here, Nikola Jokic. That's not Nikola. That's Luka Doncic. He had 45 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. So he gets a star man from us. And then Nikola Jokic, we give Nikola the heart. He gets 20 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists. The man is a walking triple-double and my MVP of the season. Let me go to the chat quickly to see. Vern is in. Yes. Okay, very good. Vern is in the house too. Let me go through everywhere. Vern, Hunty, Dion, Ronnie, Cliff Richard, Ben, Big Ben, Hugo, I'm the boss, Boba Rhyme, Antoine, Jack, Surrender, Duffy, Rose Garden, Ronnie, Kathleen Fredericks, and Belinda. Hey, all of you, have a great day. Have a great day. Then we move to the NHL. 5 games. That last game is just finished. So that is a 3-4 score there. So the Maple Leafs beat the Lightning 4-3. Philadelphia Flyers beat the Rangers 8-5. San Jose Sharks lost 7-8 to the Wild. Jeez, there were a lot of scoring this week, eh? In this one. The Flames lost in OT 3-4 to the Ducks. Quack, quack, quack. And the Blues, the St. Louis Blues, lost 3-4 to the Edmonton Oilers. But there were some guys with some beautiful performances in there. So let's start off. I've got to get these boys' names right and where they come from. We'll start off with Tyson Forrester of the Flyers. He had a hat-trick, so well done to him. Matthew Knees of the Maple Leafs. He had 3 goals and a hat-trick. Now, it's very seldom to have a hat-trick. But this man, Joel Eriksson, he had 4 goals for the Minnesota Wild. So, 3-star man of the day. Not often that you get so many people scoring so many goals. But to score 4 goals in an NHL game, not many people have achieved that. So well done to him. Well done to him. And well done to all 3 of you. We'll get rid of you boys there quickly. Then we move on to Major League Baseball. And we're going to talk about baseball because, some crazy things going on in baseball. But let's start off. San Diego Padres beat the Oakland Athletics 2-1. The Yankees beat the New York Yankees beat the Detroit Tigers 4-3. The Chicago White Sox lost 2-3 to the Cleveland Guardians. St. Louis Cardinals lost 1-2 to the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Florida Marlins blanked the New York Mets 5-0. The Dodgers back to winning ways. The LA Dodgers beat the Washington Nationals 6-5. The Toronto Blue Jays beat the Red Sox. That's 2 in a row, 2-1. The Angels and the Rays. California Angels beat lost the Tampa Bay Rays 5-4. The Philadelphia Phillies beat the Atlanta Braves 4-3. The Minnesota Twins beat the Kansas City Royals 4-0. Those games, you might think, but didn't they all play each other yesterday? Yes, they did. In baseball, they always play each other like 2-3 games in a row. They don't travel that much because they've got to play each other like 15 times in the season. So they always play each other 3-4 games, and then they change. But we have more. There was a lot. The Texas Rangers beat the Chicago Cubs 6-2. The Milwaukee Brewers thrashed the Colorado Rockies 14-2. The Baltimore Orioles got blanked 0-9 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Astros lost in a tight one to the Seattle Mariners 6-7. The Cincinnati Reds lost in another tight one 6-8 against the San Francisco Giants. And the San Diego Padres lost 4-10 to the Oakland Athletics. Scoring is gone off the charts in Major League Baseball. Off the charts. And why is that? Why are they hitting so many home runs and everything? Well, there's a new word. It's called torpedo bats. Now, let me try to help and explain you boys what torpedo bats are. Here you have two players, one from the Brewers and I think it's one from the Yankees. Now, you look at the Brewers bat. That's the black bat. You look how that bat's shaped. That's the traditional old wooden bats that they've been using for the last 100 years, basically. Okay? That's the shape of the bat. Now these new bats, these torpedo bats, it's kind of shaped like a bowling pin at the bottom. That's the lighter bat that you see on the right. That'll be your left or whatever. And there you can see it's totally different shape. It gets smaller at the bottom, and the meaty part in the middle is bigger. And people seem to think this is the reason that the players that are using these bats are just smacking home runs like crazy. I think it's a good thing. Use technology. If the bat gets you a little bit more meat in there and stuff like that. I mean, you go to a baseball game to see home runs. That's what you go to baseball games for. I mean, you don't want to see 0-0 or 1-0, all this crap. You want to go to baseball game and you want to see home runs. So I think it's a good thing. A lot of the traditionalists, the home run records and all that stuff. Look, the tennis stars are not using the same rackets they did in 1960. The football players don't play the same balls and the same shoes that they used to do. God help them if the footballers of today had to play with those old Adidas leather boots that soaked up the water and the ball, and when it got wet, give you a concussion and stuff like that. Hey, times change, things change. You got to go with it. So yeah, just to inform you what's happening with those bats. Then, hey, tonight is a big darts night again. It is night 10, and it's coming from Manchester. And looking forward to that. We will be live for that one, so join us. It's going to be a special show tonight because we're going to be live for the darts, but we're going to have one eye on Manchester United. They're playing against Lyon in the Europa League. We'll have another eye. We'll have the other eye on the Spurs against Frankfurt. So those are my two eyes gone. Vern will have his eyes on the darts. But let's tell you what's going to be in on the darts tonight. So it'll be Chris Dobie against Michael van Gerwen, Nathan Aspinall against Rob Cross, Luke Littler against his bogeyman Gervin Price. He's never beaten Gervin Price, Luke Littler, so he'll be up for it tonight. And the man of the hour, Stephen Bunting, who won last week, he will be playing against Luke Humphreys, and let's see what happens there. Just to give you a quick look at the table in the darts. As you can see, Stephen Bunting still at the bottom, Luke Littler still at the top. But things can change. Let's see what happens tonight. Join us. We always have a lot of fun with the darts. There's always a lot of cool people in there, so check it out. Then some big sports starting later this morning. We do have from this beautiful golf course. I love the Masters. Look at that. I mean, it's just stunning, man. That's a house I could have. I could live there. That looks really nice. Look. The Masters starts this morning, and there's a lot of talk on who's the favourites and stuff like that. The bookies and everything, I'll show you quickly. They have Rory McIlroy and Scottie Scheffler as the two favourites. I don't know. I'm not sold on these two guys this week. I mean, just show you the odds there. They have Scheffler and McIlroy's 1 and 2. Then John Rahm, Colin Morikawa, Aberg, Sander Schauffele, Bryson DeChambeau, Justin Thomas. That's the way to go. But if you look further down, you have Brooks Koepka and Victor Hovland. And look, we've got to take a Victor. I mean, the name already says it's going to be good. The name is going to. I think these two boys are the two to watch for me. I root for both of them. I'm going to root for Victor Hovland and my favorite golf player, Brooks Koepka. Maybe Jordan Spieth, another guy I like. But let's have a look. That should be interesting. I'll update you on the golf on Monday as well and tomorrow. Vern's not the big golf guy. Maybe we get lucky and he puts in the table and the standings. Let me have a look. He's probably pissing on me right now in the chat, isn't he? No, he's good. Then, hey, big motorsports weekend ahead. 4 big motorsports things going on. First of all, that is the Grand Prix of Bahrain. Let's hope it's not another snooze fest. That'll be sometime on Sunday. Then we have the MotoGP out of Qatar. Can Marquez bounce back after last week's crash? And let's see what happens there. Can his teammate Francesco Bagnaia Albestia, can he do anything there? So let's have a look. Then we have beautiful big NASCAR. It's the Food City 400, or is that the 500 now? It's the Food City 500. That is from Bristol Motor Speedway. And not to forget, the IndyCar Grand Prix from Long Beach in California there. Very traditional race. So we have IndyCar, NASCAR, MotoGP and F1. That'll all be on this weekend. So a lot of for motorsports enthusiasts, it's going to be a fantastic, fantastic day. Hey, I rattled through it. I got through it this morning. But listen, if there's any sports you guys would like us to do extra and add in here, please let us know. But I wish you all a wonderful day. Be safe, be happy, and wherever you are, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. And we'll see you tonight, 2015 Central European time for the live darts, and then a little bit later we'll be doing some updates on Manchester United and Spurs and all the other football games that are going on. So you guys have a wonderful one, and see you guys later.